So I guess the expense of actually being certified really seemed like a small thing, you know, when you're looking at what your farm income is and what all your other expenses are. I don't think that the actual expense really weighed into the difference all that much. I mean, we're a livestock producer. Organic grain is probably a real factor to consider. But philosophically, that's really what we wanted to be feeding for ourselves. And so that was, you know, not really the issue. So, you know, it is proportional to what, you know, it seems like as our income went up and the thing went up, it still didn't really make that much of a difference. And of course, getting that nice reimbursement check in the mail really is kind of like Christmas when you know, you're right. So, yeah, I would say really not at all. At any point did it play a factor?
Yeah, for me, it's always been a factor behind the scenes. I guess there's two reasons I get certified. The first is I want to count. If you do everything organically, but you don't get certified, you don't exist in the organic world. You're not. You might as well be a conventional farmer as far as the government's concerned. So if you get organically certified, then you become a statistic, and then the movement grows. And that's one of the reasons I actually get certified. It's a very political reason. The other reason I get certified is that I sell mostly to my customers, and so they know me, and they like it that I'm organically certified. But if I wasn't, I'd still sell to them, and they would trust me. But it allows me to dump stuff. I always got a surplus of something. I grew too many beets, too much sweet corn, too much of something. So I can call up around to stores and try to get rid of it. And if I can't get rid of it anywhere else, I'll call Black River Produce, which is a wholesale company, and they'll come down to my farm and they'll pick it up. If I'm not organically certified, they won't give me the organic premium, which is a huge difference. So I can quote unquote dump my surplus because I'm organic. I get more money for it. In terms of the dollar value, I look at everything I do by the dollar value. Does it have a payback? You know, because if I just had to pay money to be certified and I didn't get anything for it, I didn't have a way to dumping my stuff, I probably wouldn't get certified. Because I'm also running a small business and I have to justify my expenses. But given that we get 75% of the certification fee back, to me it's a no-brainer. That like Kristan said, you get that check. You pay the money up front now, and you get that check in, what is it, October, November, and you get that check back, and it's like, cool, this is great, you know. So ultimately, on the bottom line of my budget, it is like Kristan said, it is kind of small potatoes. It's not a big deal.
I would have to totally agree. I think the reimbursement program has been hugely helpful, but I see it as a cost of doing business that allows me to sell where I wouldn't otherwise be able to sell, or have a premium where I wouldn't otherwise be able to have a premium. And I think, as I mentioned when we were planning this workshop, I have a friend who used to work for the Rainforest Alliance, and he was asking about the cost of being organic certified in Vermont, and he was shocked when I told him what it was, because he thought it was really cheap. I think compared to other certifying bodies or other labels that you could be certified, whether that's Fair Trade or Rainforest Alliance or whatever, it's a huge difference. It's very affordable.
And if you're in Vermont, most producers who are in Vermont look at Vermont Organic Farmers. We only certify producers in Vermont and sometimes adjacent states if they have fields that are, both in New York or in Vermont, or if the farms in Vermont but they live in New York. But there are other certifiers you could look at, like Quality Assurance International or Oregon Tilth will certify farms across the country, and it's worth shopping around. But I think you'll find that we are pretty bare bones in terms of our operation, and we do that intentionally to try to keep the cost as low as possible.
And I would encourage you too, if you're thinking about doing that, it's like local banking. You can go out and get a loan with Countrywide or some of these big outfits and maybe get a lower interest rate, but you're not going to get the service. And I can guarantee that when I call up NOFA on the phone because I have Gregg on the phone because I have a question, he gets back to me right away. So, and you're going to have questions, and you want good, solid people behind you.